Luca is the story of a young sea monster who really wants to be a human boy. And it's about him and his best friend Alberto navigating an adventure into the human world. Hello, my name is Enrico Casarosa, and I am the director of Disney and Pixar's Luca. Here we are in a scene toward the end of Act 2. The idea here is that our two protagonists, Luca and Alberto, are starting to really go their separate way and starting to have conflict. Julia is, of course, becoming the person that is in between them. Luca is learning a lot more from her about this human world. Alberto doesn't really know about the human world that well, so he's starting to feel more and more jealous. So when we started writing this scene, we wanted already to kind of twist a little bit of a knife into Alberto. So Luca asks about the train. This idea of going to school with Julia is, of course, the antithesis of everything that Alberto wants. Alberto wants to keep his friend, so he's very afraid. And so at the beginning here, it was all about showing how Alberto's really annoyed at Luca's interest, at anything that Julia does. Of course, this pushes Alberto to do something that's very dangerous.
Well, then what does he need?
Me. We'll just write it like we did on the island. Together. Andiamo!
This scene is not only mirroring the first time they do this on the island, but it's also exactly the same set where a few scenes later we're going to have the climax of the movie. So it really maps out Luca's change. He's very scared and he needs Alberto to lead him down the first time. Here he's still struggling with it, and Alberto kind of takes him down the wrong way, in a dangerous way. And ultimately in the third act, right in this spot, he not only will lead down without fear, but he's going to save Alberto, and on top of that even be willing to show his sea monster self. The other really fun part of this crazy ride was seeing the town. We knew that the town had to be alive. The town is the whole character, and we look for opportunities to bring these specifics of a small Italian town. The old man playing chess, between story artists that come up with these wonderful gags, and then animators that even add something to the last minute. For example, the lemons that end up in their faces, right? That's not something that happens right away on the page or even in storyboards. Sometimes it really happens as we start working with the animators. And then I love that little alley they go through at the end, because it just felt like such a portal. And it's very, very typical. If you go to Cinque Terre, you're going to totally feel like you've been already if you watch Luca a couple of times.
Porca paletta! What was that?
It was important to set up Ercole hearing something and activating. That was the goal of that moment. We were trying to figure out how to best do it, because he couldn't see them, but you had to buy them. A couple of minutes later, it's going to show up because he's looking around. And of course, the fun of Ciccio offering a focaccia. We joke in the whole movie, nobody eats a focaccia sandwich. It's like every single sandwich Ercole is around gets kicked away, or he's about to bite it and he puts it away. But then, of course, this dangerous moment, it's like, oh, Julia could see us. And that's when we're starting to build Luca's frustration. Interestingly, this shot was very, very difficult because it just felt like Julia was seeing them very clearly. So this shot was full of little cheats. And I think that we had to move Julia quite a bit further away from where she was, literally.
She'll see us. Come on.
This is the beginning of the scene. We used to call it splash. It's really where things are coming to a head.
You crashed into the sea.
It's fine.
Nothing's fine.
All of the color palette was so much fun to really think deeply about. We do a whole color script for the whole movie that maps around emotions of different scenes. We were quite careful to not set that many scenes at sunset, so that this created a contrast and a sense of drama. We knew that it would be supported wonderfully by very, very saturated yellows and oranges. The waves are a wonderful little thing we did here, because we never did waves like that anywhere else in the movie. You will notice almost every single other scene has pretty calm waves. Here, we allowed the effects team to just give us turmoil. We wanted, of course, to feel even the nature and the weather is feeling the conflict.
Shut up!
We had a lot of discussions with our story team that from day one, this is a kid's movie. They will have to go to blows at some point. They should have a fight. I love that bite, by the way, because it was a hint of comedy in the middle of pathos. We had long discussions about whether it should be dramatic or also a little bit playful and goofy. And I really was one of those two things side by side. For a long time, Alberto wasn't going to be about to take a swing. And I remember Pete Docter had this wonderful suggestion, like, tell me the fight is going to continue. And so we kind of made a little adjustment to this animation, like he's going to really punch him, which I always thought it's such a wonderful note. This shot is actually mirrored in our finale, in our goodbye. There's a very similar shot where she hugs both of them at the train station. I always loved this one, was boarded as was, and they just, the way they look at each other, divided by her, it's so wonderful. In this version of the scene, of course, Alberto is going to really reveal their biggest secret. So it's really betraying Luca in many ways. I've always been very proud of the fact that this feels like a sudden choice, but even more so, the choice of Luca to disown him. This is Luca denying himself.
I knew this would happen.
Monster!
Did you hear that? This way!
And of course, we wanted him to even twist the knife in, what have I done? We wanted to feel the emotion of Luca, like, oh my gosh, I caused this, and I almost got my friend killed. Interestingly, we didn't immediately script it that way. We had scripted it in a way where Alberto was dragging Luca in and betraying him, and of course, Julia would know both of their secrets. And we realized that kind of put Luca very mad at Alberto, but it actually made our protagonist a little bit non-active. He was more of a victim. As soon as we thought of actually allowing Luca to do worse than Alberto, I think it activated this surprise, first of all, because I think we were used to the other way, so I think we didn't see it coming, and I think a lot of people feel this is a surprising moment. And allowing him to do the wrong thing. We even had a few people kind of doubt that this could work because it was so callous of Luca to do this. But, now he could make it up to Alberto. You would have to try. Act 3 was really all about trying to get Alberto back.
What are you doing?
I'm okay. I'll be back tomorrow. I'm gonna fix this.
It's really strange and wonderful to watch the scene, after so many months. What I love the most about it is that it's surprising. And that's an important thing, making these movies. Audiences are so sophisticated. And I hope it does surprise new audiences when they see this moment of betrayal. And again, hopefully then give us the juice to really want to see Luca succeed in winning back Alberto in Act 3.